Hey y'all, it's Andrew Reed with Mossy Creek Mushrooms, and today it's another cleaning day. Let me tell you, if you don't like cleaning, you're not gonna like mushroom growing. You gotta clean a lot. You clean twice a week, the grow room. You guys have seen her before, but this is my wife, Samantha. Oh my goodness, look at that flourish. We're cleaning, what, is this the second time this week? Yeah, second time this week. And I got some video of you for how disgusting the floors were. They were awful.
Yeah.
Clean. Also what? Oh, ooh. I'll try to get some macro shots of us cleaning the rings, or of Samantha cleaning the rings. Yeah, be right back. When it comes to keeping things clean in our grow room, we really don't focus so much on sterility as we focus on contamination management. The big difference for me is that sterility means that it is absolutely sterile. You've killed every bacterial endospore, you've killed every mold spore, you've really just destroyed everything. And that's going to be impossible in a grow room. With management, I have a routine that we go through. We clean twice a week. And with that cleaning, we're just kind of knocking the contamination load down enough that the mushrooms are able to flourish. Mushrooms are actually sensitive to the bio load in the air. And so we run lots and lots of fresh air through our grow room throughout the week. But then we also clean twice a week to knock down any mold colonies that may be sporing in the air. We knock down any bacteria. We bleach and we use oil cutting soaps to make sure that any bio sludge kind of gets cut and scrubbed and cleaned away and pulled out of the grow room. To me, that's just really the big difference. Is most people get so caught up on this idea of sterility that they work themselves into the ground for something they're never going to achieve, and that's not what we're about at Mossy Creek Mushrooms. You know, we really want to do the biggest bang for our buck in every aspect of business that we can, and one of those biggest things is in management and focusing on systems that work for us rather than us slaving away for the system. And so part of that's just by having a schedule that allows us to do quick clean outs, bust them out, 30 minutes, an hour, twice a week, and we're done. So, you have anything you want to add to that? Nope. Also during cleaning day, we do a lot of picking of the mushrooms. We always try to pick before we clean, oftentimes before we're even taking blocks out. Today we kind of switched up a little bit because it's the Christmas week and we didn't have that much growing because we really planned on having everything kind of dialed in so that we had as little work to do during Christmas break as possible. This being the day after Christmas, we're trying to keep our workload down, so we're spending more time with family. That means that we're still picking mushrooms. We're just picking them at a smaller amount and at a different time than what we normally would. We do still have quite a bit coming in. It's mainly second and third flushes, kind of like that comb tooth. She's trying to sneak in the shot there. Something you'll know about us by watching us, in the near future is she loves to mess with me every chance she can. So, but. Picking mushrooms is kind of important for a number of reasons. One of them is just that it gets them out of our way. We're able to move around faster. It's part of that system of management. It allows us to get in there without breaking a bunch of mushrooms, by accidentally backing into them and busting them up. The other part of that is that when we spray bleach, we don't spray much and it tends to be low on the ground. We do wipe down the bars with it, but it's not getting a lot in the air. I like to try to keep bleach, soap, and everything else off of our mushrooms as much as possible. One of the biggest aspects of cleaning your grow room is restocking it. We just filled this wall back in with about 60 blocks. We do roughly 120 to 130 blocks through this grow room on any given week, sometimes 160, sometimes 100. Kind of just depends on how much we're making, how many blocks we're selling to our farmer clients. But it is very, very important if you want a consistent product, and that is my chef's biggest complaint, is that they didn't want to deal with me in the beginning because mushroom farmers are inconsistent. If you want consistency, plant blocks every week on the same schedule. If you do that, you will have a consistent crop. You might have a crop failure here and there. Chefs are very understanding of that in my experience. What they don't want is someone coming in and saying, hey, I've got 10 pounds of these beautiful oyster mushrooms and I'm planning on serving these for you every week. And then they're packing straw, and straw is such a pain to pack that they don't pack every week. And then the next thing you know, they're like doing a lot of work and storing blocks up. The blocks are less productive as they plant them, and so they don't get a consistent product for a long period of time. They end up having these beautiful mushrooms. They promise the chefs the moon, and then lo and behold, they don't keep their consistency up, and they end up crashing. And then chefs get jaded and they don't want to do business with them anymore. So the biggest thing is start off slow, do consistency. Consistency, consistency. If you're growing a consistent 30 pounds, you're doing better than someone who's growing an inconsistent 100 pounds. So they may get bigger crops than you, but woohoo, that doesn't matter. What we're in this for is for the business. I mean, we may be in it for the love of mushrooms, which is pretty much why we're all here, but you're not going to be in it for very long, and you're not going to be loving those mushrooms very long if you can't do a consistent product. So just keep that consistency up, keep planting your blocks on a schedule. I do it with my cleaning schedule, and I do it twice a week. That way I don't get one flush at the beginning of the week and then a crash at the end of the week. No, I get 2 nice little humps consistently, which turn into a consistent product all throughout the week. Every week, all year long. Even during this Christmas week, we went down a little bit just because we knew we were going to have a lower volume for Christmas week and New Year's week. But we still planted blocks. We're going to grow mushrooms. We're probably going to throw some of those mushrooms away, but it's worth it to be able to keep our consistency next week when chefs start ordering again. So just remember that. Keep everything on a schedule as much as possible with mushrooms. So in conclusion, it's all about grow room management, contamination management. You want to keep everything down. We're not trying to keep everything sterile. We're trying to keep everything at a manageable level. And that means that the system really works for us. We don't slave away for the system day in and day out. We clean the grow room twice a week, and that twice per week means that we're only putting in 30 minutes a day doing it. So it comes out to an hour per week, sometimes 2 hours per week if we're really doing a lot of pressure washing and a deep clean, which we do roughly once a month. It really just comes down to making sure that your system flow works for you. You put in just a little bit and you get the biggest bang for your buck. And with that, please remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more information on mushroom growing, and remember y'all, keep spawning culture.